The term modulation refers to a group of effects that have a modulating parameter in them. You might have heard about phasers, flangers, choruses, tremolos, and vibratos. And in this segment, I will explain how they are produced and how they are useful. Choruses duplicate a signal, delayed by 5 to 10 milliseconds, and played over the original signal. The proximity between the two waveforms create phasing and therefore frequency cancellation called comb filtering because of the shape the cancellation has. Lastly, the delay time of the duplicated signal is modulated by an LFO, which creates two things. The first is another variation in the phase relationship, and the second is a sense of pitch variation because of a phenomenon called the Doppler effect. The best example for the Doppler effect is the changing pitch of an ambulance's siren as it passes you and drives away. The pitch variation comes from altering the distance or speed of a sound wave for a listener. The main parameters on the chorus will be the rate, which controls the speed of the LFO that causes the pitch modulation, and depth or intensity, which is practically a dry-wet knob that will control how dominant the effect is. Plugins and stompbox pedals might have their own additional features to control the tone or behavior of the chorus. These additions are usually related to the LFO's shape or additional phase manipulations. You might need to read the manual or play around with the parameters to figure out the complete way to use the chorus you have. This effect is very popular and useful in a few manners. Firstly, as a noticeable effect on sources like guitars or keyboards. And when it's in a stereo configuration, mild use will create a psychoacoustic effect that makes things sound wider. And it can also be used on mono sources to create a sense of stereo. We'll hide as we'll go inside, and the truths abide our golden laws. Flangers also create comb filtering by duplicating the incoming signal. They use shorter delay times that cause greater frequency cancellation and a very distinct tone as well. Flanging will affect the higher frequencies more dramatically than the lower frequencies, while chorusing will be more noticeable in the lower ranges. Flanging used to be created by playing two audio signals through a tape machine and sending it to two other machines. One of the machines was slowed down by placing a finger on the tape's reel's edge, which is called the flange. The two signals were then summed to a fourth tape machine and played back with the effect. There's an additional parameter to the rate and depth, which is feedback. Feedback will send the affected output signal back to the input, creating a deeper flanging effect and a unique metallic tone when it's extreme. We'll hide as we'll go inside, and the truths abide our golden laws. Phasers process the audio in exactly the same manner as flangers, but add a few all-pass filters to the audio. These filters do not change the volume of the frequencies they're positioned at, but do alter the phase around these chosen frequencies. The rate, depth, and feedback controls will be the same, and some phasers might have an additional pole or stage knob, which determines how many filters the phaser will have. We'll hide as we'll go inside, and the truths abide our golden laws. The last two modulation effects differ from the first three because they don't manipulate the audio by duplication and phase alteration, but by affecting the source as it is. Tremolo alters the source's volume up and down, and vibrato alters the audio's pitch up and down. These effects are classically used on guitars, but can be very cool on anything practically. We'll hide as we'll go inside, and the truths abide our golden laws. This is quite a lot of information, so I suggest not skipping the assignment today. Insert the modulation effects one by one on the electric guitar channel and explore them. Try seeing what they add when they're mild and then what they add when they're extreme. After you're done with the electric guitar, try using them all on the vocal track. Then try the overheads and bass tracks as well. If you're done with that and still have the energy, go through all the files in the folder and see how they react to these effects.